Great. So welcome everybody to Just Frame It second demo day. For those that are connected for the first time in the audience, Just Frame It is an 8-week acceleration program for Farcaster mini apps built on Base. We selected a cohort of 6 teams that on a bi-weekly basis will get on a live stream like this one today and showcase their progress, hopefully getting useful feedbacks or ideas or just enough visibility to keep the project growing. So for today's agenda, we will start with Nikolai Secret App. Then we'll have let me get the agenda again. Yeah, then we'll have Patrick from Megapod, Carlos from Livermore, Travis building Farcastle, Jacob with Atlas, and finally David from Warps. So given last time we went like kind of long with Q&A sessions, we decided to reduce the time slot for each team to 10 minutes. So guys, please keep it around 5 minutes for your live demo, and then 5 minutes for any questions and answers. But also feel free to share any ideas that might be useful for the other teams as well, because we are here all for these, all like to help each other grow, growing users, growing on-chain transactions. So yeah, I guess let's get it started. Nikolai, whenever you want, feel free to share your screen.
Yes. Hello, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So let's start. So in these 2 weeks, I didn't have a lot of time to work on the project because I had some unexpected travels, but now I'm back at my base in Greece with my big screens, and I think the next 2 weeks gonna be like really good. So here I'm going to show you how it looks right now. So basically, Secret App is the pay for view content app where you can creators can submit content, and the users who want to see it, they have to pay for it. And it's not only the content app; it also creates the whole economy about the content, and I'm going to show you how it works. So that's how the app looks right now. Hope it works. Like, okay, just a second. I think it was this one. Okay, let's do it the other way around. From this one. I did test it just 5 minutes before everything was working. Okay, here it is.
All right.
Okay, so that's the screen you get for the creators to add the content. Here you can select like what type of content you want to add. At the moment it's text, image, or video. I think we will work mainly with image today. You can choose the file you want to share. That's the secret image. And you can set manually the preview, or the preview will be automatically created. Then you set the basic price, the base price, and that's also the cost you have to pay to the app to submit this image. That's the measure to avoid scam. So basically, in order to submit an image, you have to pay whatever will be the cost of the base price. Then, and that's I think the core of the economy, of the creator economy, you set the share you want to keep. Basically, that's creator share can keep up to 95%. Or it can reduce it, and then it will increase the share of referrals and the previous owners of the content will get with each new purchase. I will show you how it works. And then you select how you want the price to increase with each new purchase. And here, so for creators to see like how it will work. There is a table showing the pricing, how the price and their revenue will work after number of purchases. So as you can see, after 100 purchase, this content will cost 48 cents, and the creator will make $12 if they do 100 sales. If they do 1,000 sales, the content for the person who is 1,000 person to buy it will cost $3.7K, and the content creator will make $158K dollars. Yep. And you can play with the percentage for increase the price, and you can see it changes here. So you can select like how much you want to give to the referrals and owners. And yeah, once you're happy with the pricing and with the numbers, so how it works right now, the content, the preview will be uploaded to the IPFS, unencoded, unencrypted, but the image itself will upload to IPFS in an encrypted manner. So basically, you cannot read it unless you buy it. And that's the content page, which will show the content. That's very basic at the moment. I still need to work on this one to make it better. So here, right now, like to view the content, you have to press the button. It will download it from IPFS on the backend. Check if you have permission to view it, and then show it to you. And you can also share it. And yeah, that goes to the compose on the WordCast. So now let's see how it would work from the buyer side. If I can, 26. I don't know why the wallet got disconnected from this one, but let's see.
1 minute left.
Okay, let me just show some. Let's try to see some older content which was created by the first user, so we can buy it with the second one. So basically, when you see the content which you don't own yet, the only thing you can do is buy it. And in order to buy it, you have to pay that price, which is the current price at the moment. And that happens on chain. So once you buy it, you can see it. And here you are presented with two buttons. You can keep this content, and that's when you start getting referral fees, referral revenue, and owner revenue. Or if you don't like it, you can refund it. So basically, when you click refund it, you will get 95% of the money you paid back. The only thing you lose is 5%, what is the for the protocol. That's it. And like you can also see how much money you made from creation, from referrals, from owners, and claim whatever fees you have. Unfortunately, this account didn't earn anything yet. That was the other one, which I cannot connect at the moment. But basically, that's what I have at the moment. Thank you very much. And
thank you so much for sharing. Any ideas or feedback or questions from you guys listening here?
Yeah, well, thanks for sharing. This is neat. I had a couple questions. So is it possible to have like a more pixelated or hidden version? I might have missed that, because like you can kind of see this a little.
Oh, this one. Yeah, sure. It's like, I mean, it's still, like in the beta test, so okay. Maybe we can pixelate it more. And what you can also do when you create a new content, you can add your own preview image. So if you want it blurred or like modified some differently, you can do it.
And then my other question was like in regards to the refund feature, is there a way for a creator to turn that off? Because like I could imagine there could be people that abuse that system, or I guess like, do you have anything in place that could like help a creator with not getting that feature abused?
Uh-huh. I don't think like many people will abuse because they still have to pay, like they will lose part of the money. And I think that well, we will have to see. Like we will have to see how people will abuse it. What I want to introduce in the first version is the option for creators to filter out people who do like a lot of refunds. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So
Thank you.
basically, we will keep like a blacklist of people, maybe like by percentage. Let's say people who ask for refund for like more than 30% of content, you filter them out, so they're not able to buy it.
Cool. Okay, thanks.
Anyone other? Will? No. Yeah.
Could you show the screen where that the buyer sees again, please?
That's the. I think that's the screen. Yes.
Have you thought about
Basically,
adding a call to action for the buyer to reshare the frame, like with their own comment around the image they saw?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Once they, so let's see it. Once they keep it. So in order to share it and to get any revenue, you have to keep it first. Okay, and once you do it, you get the share content button. That works. So what we're gonna add some information for the buyers, like explaining to them how much they will make if we share it, like to in touch in
Is there any way to track and give like referrals to the specific share link that a new buyer originates from? Like, I think right now you're sharing with all of the owners and the referrer. Okay, yeah, awesome.
So basically, yeah, all the owners get like a portion of the revenue. Like if there are 10 owners, so each of them will get like what 0.25%. Yeah, and the referral will get 2.5%. There is no way to sell the content, and that's like that's for the reason, because we saw a lot of things happening with the meme coins and stuff, creator coins, stuff like this. I don't want this to happen where people just buy these things just to speculate. So that's a totally different approach.
Yeah, no, I think that's great, to be honest.
Thank you very much.
Cool. We're out of time here, so let's thank you, Nikolai, for sharing. And I think it's great progress since last week, and I'm sure in the next weeks, as you mentioned, you'll be doing even better. Let's move on to Megapod. Patrick, please take the stage.
Awesome. Cool. Let me go share my screen. Just a quick recap about what Megapod is. I know I spent most of the last 10 minutes last time kind of walking through Megapod. I'll give a quick recap. We are a fully on-chain protocol that lets people build big jackpots. So right now it's $425,000. We also let people buy tickets to win this jackpot. And so what's really cool is we have built this protocol, but we have also built a mini app. So you can see this mini app is this one over here. Is a Megapod mini app. This allows you to basically connect your wallet directly to our protocol and buy some tickets. But we also encourage others to build on top of us. We have a GitHub repo with literally like, hey, you can just fork this and deploy on Vercel and it works. We have a UI kit. We have a bunch of APIs that make it even more simple to access like on-chain data, because this is fully on-chain. The update that we had is there's two. The first one is we had a bunch of apps actually launch, completely built by our community and on the Megapod protocol. The first one is this really cool mini app called BTB Finance. And so what they allow you to go do is if you want to buy tickets, you can go buy a regular ticket. They have this really nifty cashback feature. So basically the app is supposed to take a 10% fee. They just redirect it directly to you, the same transaction. That's super cool. But a lot of people will say like, hey, I don't want to remember to come every single day to click buy. So they add a subscription feature. So you can automatically say like, I want to buy 7 days worth of tickets, 1 ticket per day. It's all executing a smart contract, and then that's super cool. So this is a new app that someone built, and they said like, hey, there's all these things I want to go remix the Megapod protocol with. So they built that. The next one is Bonanza. This is built by Ash. It's just like they said like, how do we make this actually seem exciting and add some animations and make it fun? Like our app is very boring. Like the Megapod app, I can say that because I'm the designer behind it. But like this is way more exciting. The animations, like after you connect your wallet, gosh, this is unfortunate. This is why I should do my phone mirroring. But they have a lot of like when you click buttons here, like there's a lot of like emojis that come up. It's really fun. I think like that's what's really cool. So I think that's really awesome. Telegram Mini app also just launched. So this is a way that like you can go literally just buy a ticket on Telegram, and then boom, it's done. Like it's so fast because they use a lot of account abstraction, a lot of wallet technology, all this stuff behind the scenes, such that it's still a self-custody wallet, all inside Telegram Mini app. And I think it's really cool that they built this also in a weekend. The last one is we had apps like this app launched SendPot. And so SendPot is a Megapod jackpot, but not nominating the native token Send. And so we allow any community to say like, hey, I want to make it exciting with my token. We can deploy some infrastructure for you. And this is interesting for Megapod because in the future, every other integration must send users like at the ticket confirmation page, they have to go add something that says like, hey, now you won this, you want to win 425,000 real dollars. And so it's like a top of funnel kind of way for us to get users. So this is all in the last week. And so that's just super exciting. All of this is inbound. Like we've just been too busy focused on building and recruiting that we haven't actually done any BD. And so it's like cool to see people just like do this. The second feature that we did in the last 2 weeks is we really improved the LP capital efficiency. So one thing now is like we have a kind of brittle system. And so we want to say like, hey, how do we increase the jackpot? How do we make it better for LPs? And so we have these 3 rules here. But basically what it did is it helped us grow our jackpot significantly. Like you see right now, it's now $425,000. Like when I was on this stage 2 weeks ago, this is $270,000. And actually in about 17 minutes, it's going to grow to 500K because someone just deposited more liquidity. We had $500,000 in half an hour. It's kind of crazy. But I'm not going to bore you guys with all the details, but we just did a lot of thinking around how do we reward our earliest LPs, reduce oversupply, how do we increase capital efficiency while allowing passive investment, how to maintain jackpot size over time. And then we did a lot of stuff here to show like, hey, how much money you're actually earning, their fees. Like there was a misconception from LPs that they weren't earning that many fees. And we're like, look, no, you're making 258% APY, 400% APY. You're making a lot. You show your individual LP stats. And lastly, I think this is like an underrated thing is like we actually removed the sign-in transaction when you connect with a Privy wallet, because we have a lot of whales who have hundreds of thousands of dollars deposited on our platform, and they don't want a potential malicious transaction. And so we just said, hey, you just connect only. And then when you actually deposit, that's a separate thing. And so, yeah, I'll be quiet there. Last thing I want to say is like, if you guys are ever interested, we have this stats page that shows like the latest stats. And you can see like, yeah, there's like $5,500 worth of tickets that are bought for today's jackpot. And there's a 0.9% chance that LPs will lose $420,000. It's absolutely crazy. So that's our update for Megapod.
Wow. Yeah, really impressive. Any questions or feedback for Patrick? Ideas? Yeah, Jacob.
Sure. Patrick, awesome stuff. Really cool to see the growth and all of the people building on the protocol. What's like the sort of like the ELI 5 for how this is like good for both the speculators, the protocol, and the LPs?
Yeah, the ELI 5 is this one little graphic over here,
Cool.
which is the LPs. They can earn a 20% fee. We all know the house always wins in the casino, and now we can allow anyone to be the casino. So it's like you've never been able to invest your money to be the money on a blackjack table. You know that's going to grow over time. Now you can. Why it's good for apps and to build on us is because like they get a cut of fees. Like you take a 10% fee, and honestly, you can add more if you want. You can charge $1.50 for a ticket or $2. No one cares. Like when people buy tickets, they're not thinking about their odds. Why it's good for players? Well, you can go buy a ticket in an app you already use. Like walking to the corner store and like swiping your credit card and doing all that takes infinitely more time than opening your Workcast wallet, clicking a mini app, clicking buy, and you're done. Or you can literally subscribe to tickets. It's like we reduce the friction more and more.
Mhm.
And your expected return when you buy a typical lottery ticket is terrible. It's not just the odds, but your expected value is really low because they take a lot of fees. All the fees in here go straight back to the community. It goes to LPs, it goes to the apps. And so I would say that ELI 5 is like, for players, it's 10x better because it's faster. It's in 10 seconds you can buy a ticket. You have 10x better returns, expected value. And then for LPs, it's like, hey, I can finally make money doing this. Like this is a new source of yield in all of crypto. Like crypto has T-bills, lending, and like AMM fees. And now we're saying like, here is retail money, taking bets. You will basically trade variance off to earn fees.
Sweet. So basically the ticket holder fees are the pot less the LP fees and the dev fees and the protocol fees.
Ticket holder fees.
Because I
You
mean,
mean the fees that LPs make or fees that players pay?
well, basically you're saying LPs are putting up the principal, right? And then the principal goes to the ticket holders and the LPs are getting 20% of ticket sales. I mean, how do you get the LPs their principal? The LPs are not getting their principal back? Or
Yeah. So this is what we spent a long time last time going through this, but like the way you go think about this is like LPs own like 99 points currently in this drawing that's happening in 15 minutes of the 425K in the jackpot.
Mhm.
LPs own 99.1% of all the tickets in circulation. So it's as if LPs bought $420,000 worth of tickets. And so they almost always will win their money back. But every once in a while, they have a catastrophic loss, which is what happened a month ago where like a player won $207,000. So like it's high risk for an LP. There's no other thing in crypto where like you can lose your principal and like trying to earn yield. And this is the crazy thing is like LPs are gambling as well.
So they're competing against each other essentially, the LPs.
LPs all play as a group. So like they reduce their variance that way. But yeah, like there's a 1% chance that all the LPs are going to be out of luck.
Okay, I guess I'm not. The final question is like basically an LP wins, then where does the 20% fee come from? If it's all the LP money, where's the 20% if the money is just going to go back to the LPs in terms of what they've put in?
Yeah, the 20% fees comes from these tickets. So we sold 5,600 tickets in this last 24 hours. These LPs made a 20% fee on this. So they made $1,100 like in the last 24 hours. Purely by risking $425,000, they made $1,100. So they only make fees on tickets that players buy. They will basically buy $425,000 tickets and resell these to players on a daily basis.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, interesting. And then their return of the fees on the ticket sales is pro rata to their ownership of the LP pool.
Yes.
Okay. I'm starting to. I mean, sorry for taking up so much time. I'm not like the maybe 3-year-old level. I have to get to that 4 or 5-year-old level of like understanding.
Oh no, this is a very complex protocol. Like
Yeah.
I've been working on this for a year. I haven't had an easy way to explain to people how this thing works.
I gotcha. Cool.
So I continue to work on that.
Sweet.
So thank you for the questions.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Cool.
Cool.
Well, thank you, Patrick, for sharing. A reminder that also, Patrick, you shared that you're also hiring 2 founding engineers. So if you guys know anybody that can introduce to Patrick, I'm sure it would be helpful for him. So let's move now to Livermore. Carlos.
Hello. I'll share the screen. Let me give me 1 second. Share the screen. My guess is you're seeing the screen, right? No. Okay. Hold on.
Yes, we're seeing the screen.
Yeah, but okay. This is hold on. This is not the screen I want to share. So okay. Give me 1 second. And okay, here we go. So during the last 15 days, I have been just like Nikolai. I had a lot of work and vacations came by, but we are struggling with connecting the APIs because there's a lot of due diligence we have to do with Garmin and Aura and all that stuff. But yesterday around 18 hours, I received the confirmation that we are good to go with Garmin. So I will start implementing the API. And I focused on creating the attestations. I would love to do a live demo, but it's very early in the morning here in Mexico City. So I haven't completed my daily activity, but I have a video here, which I'm gonna show you. So basically, when you run the app, it checks and validates that you are whitelisted and can use the app. We also implemented, I'm going to post here, we also implemented that users need to agree to our terms of service and privacy policy. It's mandatory because of the data we are collecting from the users. It's not sensitive data, but still we are collecting steps, calories, and hours of sleep. So users must accept the terms of service. We update the data, and this is the screen. As you can see, yesterday I walked around 11,000 steps and slept 7.5 hours. So since I completed my daily activity, I can mint an attestation on those activities. So I'm gonna continue the video, click on attestation. For that service, I'm using Ethereum attestation service. So I'm asked to confirm on the wallet. The attestation is being confirmed, the transaction. And once it is confirmed, I can share this achievement into Warpcast. I'm still working on how I'm gonna create this share image. I had a conversation with Simone on Wednesday to create dynamic images. So the main idea is to have the steps and like a small badge on the dynamic image. Once the attestation is done, we can go to Basecamp and we can review the attestation. It was created, the attestation, and that's it. And I'm gonna move a little bit forward. And if we go to the EAS site, we can review the attestation. So there it goes. And I created only one schema, which has this string, which is metric type. And on that, I am depending on the daily goal, which could be sleep, steps, or calories. It would be the metric type I'm gonna record on the attestation. And it also includes the sleeping hours or the steps. I'm gonna move forward. I did another attestation for my daily steps, which is this one. So as you can see, this one is the metric type is steps, and I'm including the value, the goal that I'm setting for my daily goal, which is 8,001 steps. I did 11,061 steps, and that's pretty much what we did on the last during these 15 days. We will continue integrating more APIs. I'm in contact with a company based in San Antonio, which they gather around 400 different wearable devices, all attached into a single API. So instead of having to work with Garmin, Aura, Google Fit, and all different wearable brands, I'll manage all the data from a single API. And yeah, that's it.
Cool. Thank you for sharing, Carlos. Good progress. And of course, like, let me know next week if you want to keep going on the dynamic images. Yes, Will.
Yeah, one thought. I had when you were talking about the share image, it's more of a comment than a question. It's just, I think the streak would seem a lot more interesting to me than just the single night. Like I think Sam from Humankind shared, she had some like insane Duolingo streak he shared the other day. Just seeing those streaks, I think, feels a lot more impactful, I guess, than a single night at a studio.
Yes, actually, we are working on streaks and super streaks. So if you complete a single activity for, let's say, 5 days, you will win a 5-day streak for daily steps. But if you complete your 3 daily goals, you will win a super streak, which is completing 3 goals, and then you will continue with that super streak. Also, we are thinking about, well, not thinking, we will add badges. For example, your first streak, or your first at station, or your first 7 days streak. So that's another way to gamify the application. But yes, that's probably for the 3rd demo day.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It also might be cool to explore people being able to make commitments, almost like, I'm saying like I will do a 7-day streak, and if I don't hit it, somehow that gets like blasted out to my followers. They do like a credible commitment ahead of time to achieving a streak, or
That is the
versions you can play around with there too.
That is the last step, like the last stage of the app, and we are gonna create challenges where you will set like a 7 days with 10,000 steps, and you are gonna invite your friends. But the catch is, it's gonna be a entry. You have to pay an entry fee. All the entries go to a pool, and if you don't succeed with this challenge, you will lose the money, obviously, and the winner or the first person who achieves the goal will keep the money. But that's the last stage of the project. I don't know if Oriana want to comment anything else. She's already here.
No, that's it. The last step, maybe we are thinking about how can that pool of money can make the money gain like an interest. I lost the word, but
Building.
Yeah, that's it.
Cool stuff. And I remember like last time you mentioned and even like today you mentioned like a wait list. How is it going? Like how many people registered?
It's
Any
like
data?
4,000 people registered for the beta test.
Cool. Amazing. Any
We
other?
haven't. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, there are around 4,000 people who are on the wait list, but we haven't opened the beta because of the API. We are currently only available to use the API with Google Feed, and it's on a beta state. It's not on production, so we are limited to 10 users, which we need to send like the email and all the stuff. But once we get into production, we will open the beta for more users, or if I can add the Garmin API, which is open for all users.
And we are still
Amazing.
waiting for Aura for the response about the API. So this is kind of like the bureaucratic part of the project.
Yeah, and I see how also it's important and crucial to have that working, because it also like the more devices that you can support, the more users you can also access potentially.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Well, any other comments, ideas, feedbacks for Carlos and Oriana? No. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing, guys. Let's move on with Travis Farcastle.
Thank you.
What's up?
Howdy. Been grinding hard over the last 2 weeks and got some exciting stuff to share. So, can you see me now? Good.
Yes.
Good. All right. So, welcome back. we are in the mystical realm of Far Castle. As we continue our quest to transform channels into DAOs, we have summoned a better way to raise coins with your community and shape your destiny. Keep in mind, Far Castle turns Warp Cash channels into DAOs. We allow communities to focus on their values and their purpose. Today, we launched the Fundraiser mini app that allows crowdfunding in the feed. So we see this up here. We can open it up. And over the past 2 weeks, we've been preparing this mini app for launch. We encountered some competition on our journey, but believe that the zeitgeist is shifting in our favor. So I'm going to walk you through a couple of the features here. You see we have this network connection up in the left-hand corner. We support Base, Optimism, Arbitrum, Gnosis, and a lot of our testing is done on Sepolia. So from here, you can explore campaigns or launch campaigns. If we go to explore, you can see these are the ones that we've been using for testing. These are all the open campaigns. You can also drop this down and see the campaigns that are closed. One of the beautiful things about our app is we're building off the Eater protocol, and previous campaigns that are using our contracts are already available. So if we look into, let's go to an open campaign. So Resurrection Forge is one. This is the details of the campaign. You can see that this has reached its goal. So the progress bar is full. It's raised 0.025 ETH, and it's closing on April 28th. From here, you can contribute to the campaign, or you can read additional details. We want to make this mission-based, and so highlighting what this is all about takes front and center. There's also details about what the contributors receive for contributing to this campaign. So we would like to get people into the habit of giving something back for the contribution, so it's not just another way to donate. This edit campaign details is only visible to the team that is on this campaign. So I can edit that because I created that from here, but you won't see that button if you're just a contributor. So this is the list of all the people that have contributed to this campaign, and it's primarily myself, or only myself and Sam at the moment. We defaulted to this little blue skull that's very similar to my PvP if you don't have one. So we also have links. These are all custom buttons that you can define based when you're configuring your campaign. We have a way to cast the campaign, and I'll show you some of these additional features as I get a little bit further along. The contributors list is at the bottom of the links as well. And then the team members shows who is on the team, so we can make it very transparent about where the funds are going to, and the list of contributors at the bottom. And what we would like to figure out is mechanisms for turning contributors into team members. And the project will be able to kind of decide what that criteria is. So I'm going to go back over to Base. I'm going to get home, and I'm going to launch a campaign on this network. And we're going to do it live and on chain because that's just how we roll. But we're going to call this Earth to NYC. The token is going to be called Earth, and we're going to try to raise 1 ETH in 1 week. Now, when I launch this campaign, these are the criteria that actually goes on chain into the contract. So we'll pray. Oh shit. Sorry. All right, we got that. Going to unlock it. Boom. So the contract for this DAO has been deployed. We can view the transaction, or now we can go edit the details. So this is kind of the basic campaign, but you can add additional customization to it, like my mission. So I want to go to NYC and hang out with all you IRL next week at FarCon. And so this mission is going to allow me to spread the gospel of decentralized coordination. We're going to share the launch of our mini app and show what it can do and onboard some new believers. So what contributors will receive is next. I won't read it all out to you, but I added some reward levels here. So it gives me some accountability that if people contribute 0.01, they're going to get an NFT. If they contribute 0.1, they're going to get a consulting call. And if they contribute 1 ETH, they get 1 day to choose their own adventure and do with me what they please. So we're also going to add an image here and a couple buttons.
Overtime.
Overtime. Oh man. Let me boom this, boom. Gonna update my campaign details, confirm. Can cast it from here. And it automatically populates what the mission is, and the call to action will load. Boom. We can view it and contribute. Because I like to eat my own dog food. Boom. Oh,
Yes. Jacob has a question, I think.
okay, cool.
You're mute, Jacob.
My bad. Yeah, awesome stuff, Travis. Really, really cool. Looks like it works super nice, and it's really easy to use and understand. Don't hate me for this feedback, but I just have a thought, and this is kind of like also like just maybe my bias, but like so I love the kind of like horror, like haunted house aesthetic. It's like that's you know, I feel like maybe more users would be like attracted to this kind of thing if they could bring their own vibe to it as well and add that layer of customization. And I think that also can also distinguish it from the other crowdfund frame, which feels a lot like SaaS. And it seems like, you know, you're clearly like an artist, like you can kind of bring that out in other people and let them bring like, what's their favorite color? What's the font for like the title? And then when they put that title in, or like maybe like also like an image, it just feels like them. And like then they'll be even more comfortable and happy, excited to share that and like, you know, have it represent their mission,
That's a really cool idea. And you know, one of the things that we've been thinking about for a while is, you know, being able to customize it somewhat like a client for a different community. And so, you know, if Purple DAO, if Hire, you know, wanted to use this tool, we could totally spin up a custom subdomain, you know, provide a custom interface for them and their community fairly easily. And so that's a great idea, and we would love to explore that if a community's down.
Sweet.
Well, any other comments, Frank?
Yes. Yeah, first of all, congrats. I remember from the last call that you want to reach some channel owners. So do you have any progress on that side? And in general, now that you have this mini app ready, how do you plan to reach users?
Yeah, we had one great customer development call with Kenny from Pixort. Didn't happen over the last 2 weeks. He's really excited about finding opportunities for us to collaborate with his kind of bounty program. And then we've had another person kind of proactively reach out to us saying, hey, she's really excited about what we're doing with DAOs on Farcaster. And she wants us to set up a call to walk her through getting this set up so she can test it out with her group of friends, but then so she can start spreading it out to other communities that she's already involved in. So, as we, start getting these tools in place, then that's like proactive outreach, and forming the relationships, following up with the people that we previously had the conversations with, and then just finding stories to tell. That's what's most important, right? Not leading with the technology, not making it, about fundraising. It's about growing communities. It's about sharing journeys. And so leaning into that, as the bandwidth frees up from heads down and shipping.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Travis, for sharing. Let's move on with Atlas.
Awesome. I'll try to be fast also, because I know time is of the essence. And all right, cool. So thanks everyone. Over the last 2 weeks, the main focus for Atlas has been kind of getting it from that single player, you're playing against the CPU mode, to build in some more of the social features where you can challenge your friends and play against another player, so like live. And so like initially it was really complicated. You kind of had to copy the link, minimize the frame, and then like share that, but improve the flow for that by, now when you say challenge a friend, we pull in like your recent interactions, and then you can just, Atlas will send a DC directly to that person. It creates like a DC on Warpcast. And, if you want to search for someone, you can just do that. You can still copy the invite link, but this is, now like a secondary option. So overall, my kind of thesis is that I don't think a lot of people are going to be doing that. I think this is just something we kind of had to have. My thinking is that basically, if it's not a notification, like it's just not going to happen. People are actually not going to play. Synchronous is too challenging. We might get like a couple of users who love the game and just want to challenge their friends, but it kind of has to happen for everyone at the same time, so that like a big lobby gets formed, a lot of players enter the lobby, and then matching just happens automatically. So that's what we've built this week, and just this morning like pushed that to production. So now we have like the lobby. So when we do the big launch on Monday, essentially anyone that's got a notification turned on for Atlas is going to say like, tournament is starting, in 10 minutes or whatever. They jump in, sort of everyone's in the same time, and then you just get matched up into this like round robin tournament. And we demoed the game last week, but working on a lot of the animations. So like all of that stuff is now working really nice, where there's a lot of good feedback on whether you score or your opponent scores. So, your PFP is there. I'm on the Atlas account, and then your opponent's PFP is usually on their face, but don't currently have that. It's funny. So we're actually reskinning the entire game, which was not expected, but Antimo created some new graphics for the frame, the mini app like cover, and we like loved it so much that we're just going to completely like reskin it now. And so pretty excited about the new direction, sort of like late 90s cyber, like early Apple high modern kind of design, which is pretty exciting. And in terms of the tournament, the idea here is this is going to be like a very predictable cadence. So like starting on Monday, we'll do like a tournament. Everyone can jump into it. There'll be like a winner for that one. And then 6 hours later, there'll be another tournament. 6 hours later, there'll be another one. So it's like this steady flow of just like anyone can kind of jump in over the course of the week, play against their friends, talk about it. Like Atlas will kind of be in the feed as like a sportscaster, doing its thing, talking to players, sort of doing like the world building stuff. And that's how we're going to go. It's like a big experiment to kind of to play with this like synchronous gaming concept that I just think it'd be really fun. If it works, it's awesome. If not, you know, then we'll have to keep iterating and think about async gaming with leaderboards and more of that stuff, which of course we're going to do, but I think it's really important to kind of like focus on the big, hard, challenging, exciting problem first and try to like nail that and make it really fun and social and exciting. And then sort of like build around that with things that are easier and you know, more scalable, that kind of thing. Oh, and in terms of metrics, like haven't sent out a single notification to any users. So all of the growth has been like totally organic and still kind of in that like $9,000 to $10,000 open per month. And then since last time we had like 60 people that signed up for season 1, now we have like 110 or so. So it's almost doubled. So getting some good traction there. And I think on Monday when it launches broader, you know, hopefully we'll get a lot more people signing up and the tournament will be a lot bigger. And with that, I'll stop. So thanks for your time, guys.
Thank you so much. I love the graphics, animations, and design. William, please.
Yeah, sorry if I missed this. Is there a prize for winning the tournament?
Oh yeah, of course. So it's the prize is like $1,000 for this first tournament, but it's going to be spread out across the different tournaments. I was thinking that like I didn't want to do something where someone who has like a ton of time can just like play every tournament and just win based on like the fact that they had time. So essentially each tournament is going to have its own winner. So you can jump in at any time. It's sort of like almost like resets. And then you could win that tournament and get rewarded that like portion of the $1,000. Cool. Important detail. People do like, you know, respond to rewards. So that's an important detail.
And yeah, I don't know if there's any other comments. Otherwise, I have one. Like, are you planning any specific like shareable moments to kickstart the project, the tournament as well?
Yeah.
Because I think you need like a boom on Monday.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's going to be featured on Warpcast, so that'll hopefully be a boom. I think like when you've got the privilege of notifying every user, like what more do you need to do? But like, of course, like the shareable moments are going to kind of be every time you play a game, you can share the result. We have this really beautiful like dynamic image, like I just beat this person or I just lost to this person. I think like I love the shareable moments. Like I started building on Farcaster, literally just creating those shareable moments. Like my first thing I built was like this New Year's resolution mini app back into December of 2023. And like 1,000 people used that in a day. And I think I became addicted to shareable moments on that day, like a year and a half ago. So like, that's awesome. I just think we've built so much over the last week in terms of like synchronized gaming among players, and regrettably or unfortunately, like the sort of like those types of things which I love have kind of been deprioritized. But I think like going forward, like Atlas is going to be like 100% shareable moments. Like that's the only thing that I think, you know, I can do by myself, like without needing anyone, you know, to help me.
Awesome, Frank.
Why are you not sending notifications?
Because I don't know how to.
Okay. I think it can help a lot.
Yeah.
The users.
No, there's like 2,000 people that have like signed up for notifications. Like I don't know if like I said this before, but like I just started coding recently, like Vibe Coder for like I think over a year, but like I don't know how to do anything with a database. And last time I tried to, I broke the code, so I'm just not going to try anymore. And yeah, so I mean, my philosophy is like we are like the sum total of our notifications. Like I take notifications very seriously, and I want to like, you know, I want like repeat users in Atlas to feel like they're excited about an Atlas notification. Like it's not meant to like just be, you know, this like annoying thing. So I think that like part of it is like I don't know how, but part of it is like I want the notifications to feel like something that users are already excited about. And before launching, it's kind of hard to know like what that core user action is that I feel like users are going to want to take. So I'm going to experiment with a lot of them. Like, you know, I've built a lot of like AI games and like AI mini apps and stuff like that. So it's like, oh, hey, create something. Oh, hey, meet someone. Oh, hey, play this game. Like we're going to do all of that kind of stuff. But I think I sort of need some help building like the notification engine. And then once that's built, I can just plug into that and create like a cron job or whatever it is, or just, I don't really know how notifications work, to be honest.
Yeah, maybe we can also synchronize next week, sorry, and help you with that as well. I mean, we'll be in NYC for FarCon, but I'm sure we'll find some time.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Cool. So yeah, let's move to David from Warps. Last but not least, thank you, Jacob.
Yep, I'm just going to share my screen. And I can help you set up notifications. You show me how you do in direct CAS. Notifications are pretty easy, especially if you use Nanar, their new tool. It's pretty easy to set up. Anyway, let's get into Warps, but just a quick recap of Arrows. So Arrows, we launched maybe maybe a month ago now. So over 400 players, 10K spent on the game. People still play the game, so we've made about $1,000 since the last time we met, which is exciting. But it's really restrictive. It costs, you know, maybe over $30 and about over 20 evolutions to get to a single arrow, and that's if you know if you won or not. So we wanted to launch this new version. We're calling it Warps, where it's free to play. It's 3 evolutions to get to a result to know if you won or not. I changed the contracts around such that the color strictly inherits, and there's only 7 colors now. There used to be 80, so the game is a bit more predictable. It's a little easier to understand right away, and it really changes the game around. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try and get white now because white gets me the prize. And I'm going to mix these two because I think I can get green and white out of this. I don't know. We'll find out. I simplified the UI a lot. Dan, I like literally changed it last night. I saw Dan post this thing around. It's all green. That sucks. All right. I'm going to go ahead and change the color in the contract so we can see. I have this like this meta game that's going on. So it's more than just doing the evolutions. Okay, so I'm down to a single warp right now. It's not the winning one, but I'm going to go ahead in the contract and change the winning arrow. So one of the game is like, yeah, I can change it whenever I want. I won't when the game's like going on. It's mostly for testing. So the game is like, I can go and try and get that white arrow right now. But if someone gets it and claims the prize, the color will change. So you can hold on to your warps. And if someone wins, it could be purple. And then and then it becomes a game of like who can claim their prize the fastest. And I'll show you what that experience is like. So I'm going to go and update the color to purple. Farcaster purple. As you can tell, it's like super inspired by Warpcast. The whole thing. Come on. Transaction's taking forever. Give me a break. Okay. Boom. Okay. So I have the prize now. I can go ahead and claim it. I'm going to go ahead and claim this prize. So I get the $7 prize kind of gets sent to me. Man, this is really slow. And then there's like a shareable moment after. Now that you've won, you can share the game after, as soon as that comes through. But I think with the video sharing and stuff and the internet, it may not happen. So the game becomes, so it's a lot more accessible. It's free to play. The rewards are a lot smaller. Yeah, this is going to happen. The rewards are a lot smaller, but they're more often. So what we want in this game is just here. Maybe the prize didn't go through. We'll try again. Yeah, so more winners more often, and then each time you win, it's a shareable moment, and then the meta game becomes, oh, who can claim the? Okay, so I just claimed right now. I can go ahead and share, and boom. So and then everyone gets a notification that so I'm going to discard this right now. I'm not going to share it. And then everyone gets a notification that I just won. The color is updated. And then now if everyone holding a warp can go to see if they can claim the prize or not. Whoever claims first, then the cycle repeats. So yeah, definitely go down to a single arrow. You might as well. And then the game becomes, okay, who can claim the prize first? And then we can play around with how much the prizes are. How much does it cost to get a single arrow? We can control the economics of that. But that's essentially the game, that loop. I know it's a little buggy there, but we'll clean that up this weekend and launch early next week. And that's it. That's the game.
Awesome. It's great to see how you iterated over like what you learned from arrows and like the elements that you brought from the old version in the new one with this new twist. I think it's really interesting to see and curious to see how it will evolve further in the future. Let's say, any comments or with Jacob?
Yeah, I know. Am I talking too much? Someone tell me. David, awesome stuff. I also took a look at the app earlier this week, and I think the animations add a lot. I think you did a great job in making it feel more like a game versus something that kind of felt a little more like a gallery, like very neutral kind of vibe. And I know like everything's on chain and rendered, but just I wonder how far you can take the animation like within the UI. Like if you, for instance, like tap on something and then the warps spin, or like or just something happens. Because I think you have so much color here. Like I just want to see it like come to life, and that's just my, it's just what I want. But yeah, good stuff.
Thanks. Yeah, it's funny. I don't know. I've been so tied to this like NFT burning, and I think it's like a challenge I've been going through is how to bring it to life with like requiring a transaction for every move. It would be sick to abstract those transactions away, so a user doesn't have to go through a wallet transaction every time they have to make a decision. I think that's just, I'm so tied into that right now. I don't know how to break out of it. So I think it's a lot better than what it was. Instead of like having to do it 20 times, you can do it 3 and kind of set it and forget it. Like then you can go and claim your prize. So it's a lot less to like engage with the game. But I think for future games I'll develop, I'm going to keep that in mind, where not as many wallet transactions, or try and like maybe do something like gasless transactions. It is kind of a painful UX. I agree with that.
It's not even that the UX is painful. I think of it's like the UX is what it is. And I think within mini apps, like you actually get haptics when you do transactions, and like I don't think there is a haptic API outside of that. But like I'm just wondering, like what else, inside? Because can you do one of the flows again where you swap it or fuse it?
Yeah,
yeah. Sweet. It's like in this moment while it's waiting, like what can happen, like in terms of an animation where you're actually merging the colors, or they're
yeah,
like that's kind of the type of stuff that brings it to life, I think, because you've got the animation there on the button.
I
You know,
could be messing around with those two instead of them just sitting there statically. Like I could be.
that's what, yeah, that kind of stuff.
I'll start with like a pulse and maybe some bounces, and then
Nice.
see where it goes from there.
Yeah, that could be cool.
No, that's a great idea.
Cool.
Oh wait, I'm probably gonna get this one because there's so much pink going on. Like the chances of me getting it are really good. Sorry, someone can keep talking. I don't have to.
You're last, right? I think you're last.
I'm also. Oh yeah, the game is it's done in USDC now, and we're gonna test it out with some ERC20 tokens starting next week. So it's gonna start with USDC on launch early next week. We're gonna go with a based. It's a meme coin, and then I think we're gonna launch our own Warps coin the week after. Testing out like airdrops and different ways. So this should be pink, and I should win. Come on. So we're gonna just be doing all distribution in the next 2 weeks. I'll like make some Sluddle. Yes, I got it. So I can go ahead and claim now. Man, that claim really okay. It works. And then I see that notification. And then now everyone else is invited to go see what the new color is and if
Cool.
they won. So that's that meta game I'm talking about, which I think is really cool.
Also, one final suggestion. I don't know if this is feasible, but like bringing other people's like almost like a an activity page where it's like your PFP and your username and the last two you just fused and like what the result was. I don't know if that's too much, but like I could see rows of that being pretty cool. Where at the end of the day, you're seeing a bunch of people, some of whom you know, some of whom you don't, and you're seeing a lot of colors and sort of the outcomes. And maybe that adds like a layer of strategy to it, or is it totally random? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking of because I want to add more social context. I think adding basically seeing your friends and what colors they own is interesting. I think that's what you're getting at.
Yeah, but also not even the colors they own is like their most recent move, like next, you know, and like what that choice was and like what the outcome was.
Yeah, like an activity feed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a really cool idea. Yes, is the answer. We could do that. Yeah, I might actually seriously look at that next week.
Sweet.
Because I think something that I'm missing is seeing like between my friends are playing this game, and I think that will make it more fun. Let's say.
Yeah, like if I did the activity feed, I could make even the warp, like that initial page dynamic, showing like different people and what they're doing.
For example, you know, like if you go on the Zora web app, you'll see on the top left corner like a live activity feed of that user bought that coin. I think it could be like something similar to that, but based on people minting new warps.
Yeah, I could definitely add that. I think definitely in the dynamic, and then I could probably add it to like the UI somewhere here. I don't know. Yeah, probably.
Megapod also has something similar, but for tickets. So when you are in their app, they show every time somebody buys a new ticket, and that gives you FOMO. So
I love it.
Something to play around with. Well, let's call it
awesome.
Let's call it a demo day. Thank you everyone for joining. I hope to see all of you. I know Nikolai, you're not coming to FarCon. Travis, I hope that the campaign goes well so that you can join us.
Yeah, get in there, test out the app, show some support.
And yeah, for those of you that would be in FarCon, we'll meet in person. And remember that we are also hosting side event on Sunday. So if you're there, I'd love to have you demoing live your mini app. It's gonna be in Paradigm NYC office, so I'm sure it will be a great opportunity. Cool. All right, guys. Enjoy
Thank
the
you,
weekend,
guys.
and
Have
see
a
you
great
all.
time in New York.
Yeah, see you all next week. Bye.
See you guys next week.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye, everyone.